Salutations, fellow humans. Welcome from our mutual planet. So it's been 2 weeks since the process began. I thought we'd go over how things have been going, this week's challenge, and then I was also thinking I would touch on the guidelines that I've been setting for these challenges so far. So as you'll know from my previous videos, I'll see if I can figure out how to put a link around here for those of you that are new to the channel. But I'm trying to do 52 cumulative challenges, just little things that I'm stacking on top of each other in the hopes of giving my life a little bit of a pick-me-up. The first week I was just recording my mood, and then this past week I was also adding in stretching every morning. The mood recording is going well. I think that knowing that I'm going to have to record my mood is making me a little bit more in tune with my mental state. And I think that that's helping. It makes it a little bit easier to either conserve or spend my energy as my mood of the day is dictating. Typically, I'm not very in tune with my mood, and I will have a tendency to maybe get a little bit overwhelmed before I notice that I'm at that point. And I think maybe it's been happening a little bit less since I've started this process, but we'll see if the trend continues. Stretching has been a bit of a challenge. We had a cold snap here, so for quite a few days I had to wear several layers of thermal clothing, and it makes it hard to move around and stuff. But I've been trying to do some kind of stretching every day, and I think that now I've kind of gotten into my groove. I've found a bit of a routine that's working, at least for now. I think I've noticed a difference already. I think maybe I should start recording some kind of progress, but I guess that's what this is for, right? So I'm finding that knowing that I'll have to make a weekly video detailing how I'm doing is a really good motivator for staying on top of things, and it's really increased my accountability. Even if nobody watches, just literally having to say out loud how things are going. I'm not somebody who really enjoys, admitting my weaknesses or failures. I don't think anybody is super keen on that, but I'm not a fan. That's actually a really good segue to get into the next topic of the guidelines. So I've taken all of the challenges that I have so far, and I've broken them up into 5 categories. I have almost 52, but I still need some more. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. It's always good to have some outside perspective, get you out of your head. So, if you guys could help, that would be fantastic. So anyway, I've split them into 5 categories. So the first category is physical health. That's going to be things like the stretching. Other ideas that I have for challenges for future weeks are going to bed at a certain time, working out, and then I also have some nutritional goals as well, and I'll get into those in a later video. The next 2 categories can be classed as emotional health, but they function very differently. So one of them is more about emotional growth and introspection, and the other one is more about behavior modification, or behaviorist slant. So the first one is going to be things like recording my mood or writing in a journal. The idea is hopefully I'll get a better understanding of who I am and what my relationships with other people are like, and just getting a better understanding of self. The other one focuses on things that are typically seen as improving one's mood, but aren't necessarily necessary for, physical health. So getting enough water every day, that's a physical goal. But putting on lipstick, that would be more of, I guess it's called self-care, but I hate that term. This week's challenge fits into this category, but I'll get back to that in a minute. The 4th category is the smallest, but it's the one that I'm most excited about: hobbies. I'm a crafter. I'm a former drama kid. I grew up on a farm. I'm a thrifter. I have a lot of hobbies, and honestly, I would like to have more. But since having kids, I do find that it is really difficult to make the time for those kinds of things. And it honestly has started to affect my daily life. For example, I'm not a fan of fast fashion. And even in my local thrift stores, I've noticed in the past 20 years or so that it is a lot more Walmart type clothing and a lot less of the quality pieces that you used to find. And again, since having kids, my body has changed a lot, so I don't really have any quality clothing that fits. I am clearly someone who likes to dress with a bit of flair, and these baggy, misshapen t-shirts are not helping bring out my inner David Bowie. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back into these hobbies that I feel are a better representation of my true self. The last category is the largest because it's the area where I need the most help, adulting. Things like packing my kids' lunch the night before so that I'm not scrambling in the morning, or getting back into meal planning. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it, but that's the category where the ends justifies the means. It's a necessary evil. There's lots more challenges in each category, so if that sounds cool to you, then please go ahead and subscribe, and then you can get updates along the way. So this week's challenge, one of those self-care things, is to put on eye cream each day. They say that it's never too early for eye cream, and I clearly didn't listen. Now, maybe getting enough sleep and dealing with my anxiety would go a long way to help with that, but that is way too big of a challenge for week 3, okay? Way too big. So I've got this eye cream from Sephora, not a sponsor, and it's stupid expensive. And that's one of the problems that I have had with skincare in general and eye cream in particular, is I'm not willing to spend that much money. I'll just be wrinkly. It's fine. But here we are. And cheap, what can I say? I don't even want to say what brand it is, because unless it is absolutely amazing, I just don't think that I would spend that much money again. It does seem like it's going to last a pretty long time, and Sephora does have a good return policy that I am not afraid to take advantage of. Again, not a sponsor, but we'll see what happens. So maybe you guys will see in 4 weeks that there's an 82% reduction and blah, 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 blah. So there you have it, my fellow humans. Thanks for tuning in again, or for the first time, to whatever this is. 82% reduction and blah, 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 blah.